There's a huge conspiracy. It's the Charlie Kirk thing.
Oh, okay.
That people think they set up Charlie Kirk's microphone to actually cause a blast. That was the reason he died. Not
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the Norkin for Life reaction page. Here we attack conspiracy theories and we analyze whether they're telling the truth or they're straight cap. I think in this world you have to question everything and believe nothing, even when you see it with your own two eyes. Anyway, let's not waste time. Let's get right into it. First video.
Today I asked my students during baking their most favorite conspiracy theories, and this is what we've come up with. 3-Eye Atlas is aliens. I think so too. Soylent Green is consuming people. The Simpsons are right. Whatever that means. Queen Elizabeth was a man. There are no red or blue in the government. It is us against them. Area 51 doesn't have aliens. It is experiments on people. The moon landing was filmed in a movie studio. Drones started the fires in California and Hawaii. Charlie Kirk is alive. Antarctica is a secret sub-Earth. I don't know what that means. Denver Airport is the headquarters of the Illuminati. While there has been a government shutdown, there is no chemtrails. We live in the Matrix because he has never seen a Chinese person pumping gas or pregnant.
Wow, she said some really interesting things. I think they are absolutely right when they said that there is no red or blue. It's definitely us versus them. They have us believing that there's a choice. And that's one of the biggest things in marketing. You give people a sense of choice. Even when you go to get glasses from an eyeglass store, it might be its own particular business. However, all eyeglass stores are owned by the same company. So do we really have choice? Probably not. I also found it quite interesting that they said the Simpsons are right. I really do believe in my mind that ideas are planted and then they become a reality. If you tell somebody something before it happens, then you're giving them the opportunity to create the reality with their thoughts. If we live in a matrix, everything is all just our thoughts, right? It's all just consciousness. So yes, if you show us something and we ingest it, then we probably are projecting it as a collective, as you guys love to use on these channels. Yes, so anyway, let's move on.
I just seen a video of a woman saying, what if slavery was a part of one big 400+ year contract, and that the Africans and the slaves were literally just the sacrifices that they needed, that the founding fathers basically went to a deity and they needed Black Africans to basically be the sacrifice. And I have never been more intrigued in something. Nothing has made more sense to me than that video. And I most definitely will be tagging this creator below because she is amazing. But yeah, she said she feels like slavery was a part of this contract. Like I said, 400+ year contract. And if you think about it, it just makes so much sense. And it was almost in a way like they were harvesting our energy. They needed our blood. They needed our fear to fuel them and make them be on top. And then I've seen a lot of people go into details about how, like, they always want to call Haiti so evil, demonic, because they do voodoo and practice all these different dark magic. But that's because Haiti was the only place that actually still had their freedom. And they used their magic, their spirituality to win. Like, these people were literally using their magic and their spirituality to win. These French people was basically like melting. They were having these people teeth fall out. It was crazy. They were bringing them back up and making them shoot each other. Like, it was crazy, but that's why they try to demonize Haiti so bad, is because they use their magic. But all along, they've been using magic. And it just gets deeper and deeper if you really do think about it. I seen someone in the comments mention how Oscarville, which was where Lake Lanier was, it used to be a Black, predominantly Black, thriving community that had racetracks, everything. Everybody was business owners, and what do? They go over there and make it into a lake. And it's like now the veil is so thin now because that contract is up and they're trying to do everything to take us back to where they were so they can still dominate. And it's like, look at the people that they took on the transatlantic slave trade. The people that was more in touch with their ancestors, their spirituality. They took us, like even the Native Americans, if you think about it like that. Then I seen another video of a woman that did a take on this as well. And she was like, just think of the rise of how America came up so fast, even though there was other nations that been here long, long before America that literally was nowhere near at how fast America grew. All because of this contract that actually was successful, but not for long. But it just makes so much sense why the US was just ahead of everything. Like they've been in cahoots with so many more higher ups forever. All for power. But like I said, I'm going to tag this creator down below because that was so, like nothing never made so much sense to me in my life. This is all fun theories and just thoughts. This is not something literal. But it's just
That was a very interesting video right there. What if slavery was a blood sacrifice for 400 plus years? I really do believe that this world is run on magic, you know? It's all run on words, and words are spells, and the power of our belief. And I believe that before we were in this matrix that we're in now, we had more power. We were more in tuned and more connected to the earth and feeding off of each other, especially people of color. You know, shout out to us. We definitely are a different type of being, and that's evident in just how we are, how we exist, how we metabolize, how we think, how we feel, how we create. We just are different. And don't get me wrong, I'm a mixed person, but I see myself as a Black person, and I understand that the magic is definitely real, you know? It leads me to think about vaccines and stuff like that, and how I feel like vaccines are created to quiet our magic, to keep us enslaved in the matrix, and to keep us from being capable of tapping into that magic, tapping into who we are. With the food that they give us, making us eat all this meat and fast food, it's definitely not helping, you know? And when people talk about the pineal gland, and they talk about the calcification, which is your third eye, which is what connects you to your magic. There's definitely some theories that make sense behind that, but we ain't gonna dive too deep. Let's get into this next video.
There's a huge conspiracy. It's the Charlie Kirk thing.
Oh, okay.
That people think they set up Charlie Kirk's microphone to actually cause a blast. That was the reason he died, not coming from a bullet. So remember Candace Owens did a video?
Yeah.
And then she was saying she never saw an exit wound from the shot he was shot in.
But before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys. Phones were being spied on by a blue radio app. Click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately.
There was another video and another person that put it through like a vector analysis to see the trajectory of the bullet and see how it would travel, and the way his body moved and the way the wind or the air pressure moved his shirt was wrong. Like it shouldn't have moved like that if he got shot by a bullet. Now, what's really, really scary, in the background, somebody close to him in the front was actually holding a device. What people are now saying is that it was a detonator, that there was something in the mic that was right here that it shot something this way and it blasted that way.
Again, question everything. I won't say if he's dead or alive because I don't know. However, I think it's interesting to analyze and to think about, and only people that were actually there would know, and people that do ballistics. They would be the one to know, you know what I mean? And of course, those reports are going to be covered up and skewed and things like that. So you just never really know what's going on out here, man. You got to stay prayed up. Next video.
Why was it in the LA Times in the 20s and 30s and 40s saying there's catacombs all through LA? You look this up. This is in the LA Times, talking about there's a whole civilization of people down there. Not only a civilization, but then they're talking about there's like non-human people as well, reptilians, and all this is in the newspaper.
This is in the newspaper?
This is in the newspaper in LA Times, where they're saying there's catacombs that they use in LA. And here's another thing too. Here's what's weird. Going back to Diddy real quick. Like, they're saying like he had tunnels and all this other stuff, right?
Right.
Now, in Humbly Hills, that's a very prominent, area, right? Now, he was about maybe not even half a mile from the Playboy Mansion. Playboy Mansion had tunnels. That's confirmed too. And they said they use it for celebrities to get in and out from the mansion and whatnot to, for security reasons.
Right.
Okay. But why does it go to other celebrities' homes? Warren Beatty and all these other
Yeah, I
people.
heard that.
It went through the whole neighborhood. So if you say that, tunnels don't exist, the celebrities have them, it's in the newspaper, they don't exist? I'm just saying. So I think not only that, but I mean, even in Vegas, like Vegas has a whole underground civilization as well. The homeless live down there.
Yeah, that's wild. The whole thing about people not believing in tunnels, like you got to be an NPC if you don't believe in tunnels. I mean, there's a million reasons why tunnels would exist in the first place. You got to think about the prohibition period in life where liquor was banned and illegal, and a lot of people were losing money based on that. So they created these underground tunnels and parties and places to store their liquor. We also have to think about our history as human beings. Like, we're forever putting something on top of something, from flooding it out to mudding it out to building over it. There's a whole bunch of societies and civilizations that exist, you know what I mean? Way before we were even here, way before our technology existed. But even when it comes to technology, I believe that there was probably better technology before the technology we have right now. They just keep hiding it from us and starting over, because we probably get to a point where we have an uprising, and then they just blast us all and either give us some kind of sickness or God knows what else. Anyway, let's move on.
A video on Akuna Matata. In Japanese, Akuma is the name of the devil. So Akuna means evil. Akuna Matata means many evil demons. And you might go, okay, well, it's Japanese. We're not going to talk about Japanese. Akuna Matata in Swahili means there is no worries, supposedly. But in Zulu, Akuna Matata means there is no father. And Zulu happens to be the primary language that the Lion King songs are sang in. It's Zulu and Swahili. But they told you, no, that song is in Swahili. It's not in Zulu. And what happens in the story of Lion King? Oh yeah, the dad dies. That movie is like literally targeted to the African-American community. We've got Mulan in Asia. We've got Snow White in Germany. India, you've got Jasmine. But when it comes to Africa, they make the movie about animals. That's a little bit racist, isn't it? Why didn't they just make it like, African movie about the princess there? And then you look into like who runs this, and they're all people tied to the occult, to that area that we're not allowed to talk about, where they wear their little funny hats. Yeah. When you get down to it, you realize like the highest order of witchcraft is the cabal.
Wow, interesting. I never thought about it like that, and yes, we do live in a racist society, contrary to what some of you may or may not believe. You're all entitled to your opinions. I think everybody's experience here is different. So depending on your perception of this world, you might have a different opinion. That's weird. And that's why we going back to talking about how words are spells, how it's so important to understand the etymology of words, because if you don't know what you're saying, you can be creating your own prison around you and don't even realize it. We have to just be more mindful of the words that we ingest and the words that we speak.
I'm telling y'all, they always tell you straight to your face. They don't even hide it anymore.
Sacrifice loved ones. You have to sacrifice loved ones for a long period of time if you want to be great. It is very unfortunate, and you feel it at times. You know the saying, if it's too hot, get there. Sometimes you just gotta get out of the kitchen because it gets hot. But you have to have a discipline to, sometimes you have to sacrifice loved ones in order to be great. And for me, I was 18 when I came into the league. So I got my best friends from high school that's now in college. I got one that's at Ohio State, and they're calling me, telling me, hey, bro, you gotta come down to these parties. And I couldn't do it. I look back on it now, I wish I would have done a few of them, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, I wish I did.
We all know LeBron James is a part of the club, and they always tell you in their jokes, they're jokes. He's been in for a while.
I don't think when he talks about sacrificing loved ones, I think he's talking about more so sacrificing time with people that you care about. I'm an artist myself, and I've had to do shows sometimes on dates where it was important dates for people that I love, and I couldn't be there for them. I tell a story about missing my brother's wedding because I had a show out the country and I needed to go do a concert somewhere. When you're an artist, sometimes you get tunnel vision, and sometimes all you can see is your dreams and your goals, and that comes with not being able to show up for people. And I regret it, to some degree. At the same time, I don't, because I had so much fun going to do that show. So, it's just like this conundrum that you get put in where you have to make a choice. Are you going to be there for people, or are you going to be there for yourself? And a lot of times we're taught that being selfish is the wrong way to be. But at the same time, if you're not selfish, are you going to miss out on your purpose? Are you going to miss out on the things you came to do? But, he could be talking about some other things too. You never know. Next video.
I'm telling y'all, they always tell you right to your face, wake up.
I can wear her skin over mine. Her hair over mine. Her hands as gloves. Her teeth as confetti. Her scalp a cap. Her sternum my bedazzled cane. We can pose for a photograph. All three of us, immortalized. You and your perfect girl. I don't know when love became elusive. What I know is no one I know has it.
That audio came out before this video came out. Or this video. Could she be referring to you-know-who?
Who is he even talking about? You know who? That was crazy. Beyoncé has a wonderful voice. I love listening to her speak, but that gave me the creeps for sure. What was that? I don't even know if I have a real opinion on any of that because I feel completely skeeved out and creeped out by that. Whoa. Next video.
How have I missed one of the biggest conspiracy theories ever? Ghislaine Maxwell was at John Benet Ramsey's last birthday party? Can someone confirm? It's a rabbit hole I don't have the strength for tonight. 'Cause what?
Man, yeah, that lady who she's talking about, y'all know is like, you know who, right-hand woman. And that's the craziest part to me. Like, what I realize is that in this world, it's really hard to trust anybody, male or female, because some women, they, you let your guard down because you're like, oh, it's just a woman. A woman wouldn't do that. Yes, they would. Yes, they absolutely would. I've had some terrible things in my life happen at the hand of women and, things I'm not going to speak of on this channel, but don't sleep on anybody because of their gender. Next video.
So yesterday, everybody was talking about Gucci Mane and Keisha Kayor's Breakfast Club interview. And of course, the conspiracy theorists came out saying that Gucci is a clone. They're saying Keisha Kayor is his handler. Some people even called her a witch. And then this tweet went kind of viral, and I just wanted to address it. The real Gucci Mane was oft in prison. The cellmate at the time told what happened. This is a counterfeit, and she has been his handler since they so-called released Gucci. You don't go to jail fat and short, come out NBA tall and slim as fuck. Girl, bye. And then in her subsequent tweets, she talks about how he was cloned and yada, yada, yada. First off, Gucci was always 6'2". He was never short. Second, it's pretty common to see men come out of jail like real buff and just really fit because all they do in there is fight and work out. My main point is directed at all the people who believe Gucci was cloned. What the hell is wrong with you? I really wish stupid people knew they were stupid because then maybe they would stop talking. Who gains what from cloning Gucci Mane? Like, what's the purpose? Keep in mind, Gucci has been home for 9 years now. What has the clone done in those 9 years? Because I haven't seen much. Of all the 8 billion people on this earth that you could have cloned, why would it be him? What do you gain from cloning Gucci? Also, if you looking up to lean addicted rappers, then you've already lost. The government doesn't have to do that much to get you. That's no shade to Gucci, of course. I'm just making a point. Y'all also don't understand how cloning works. When you clone something, the clone comes out as a baby. They don't come out as a fully grown adult man. And the clones die within months of them being born. But you don't know that because you get all your information from Facebook and YouTube comments. So I shouldn't be surprised. If anything I said offended you, I'm glad.
He's funny. Oh my God. I love his perspective on this Gucci Mane thing. I mean, I think playing the devil's advocate, the benefit of cloning him would be to see if you can do it. Like, you know, you need test subjects, and sometimes you will use people who are a little bit more expendable and not as important to try things out on and to test it out on the public to see if you can trick them or not. And I don't know how true it is to say that people are always come back at us babies, because, I mean, how do we know that? Have you been in a cloning center, sir? I haven't. I don't know. I'm not saying I disagree, and I'm not saying I agree. Next video.
You know how we always say, oh, this wasn't on my bingo card. I didn't expect that. Bro, there is a rabbit hole right now. I was just on Godiva's page, the real Godiva goddess. I was just on her page, and they are linking Ghislaine Maxwell to not only John Benet Ramsey, but Madeleine McCann disappearance as well. If you go back and look at the sketch, the drawing of who the suspect was in the Madeleine McCann disappearance, bro, are you serious? And this is supposedly another reason why they are too scared to release the files. Also, they said that Ghislaine Maxwell attended John Benet Ramsey's last birthday party. Whoever the psychic was or the astrologer that said that 2025 was going to be the year of everything being revealed, you ate with that. You ate good with that. This is crazy. Was she really at that birthday party? Bro. This is why Razzle Dazzle doing what he's doing is so fucking important. Release the files, unredacted. I know y'all are saying that the victims, every single one of those victims that spoke out or on the White House lawn wants the files unredacted. Because they keep saying the victims, they're using that as a way to, no, release them. Unredacted.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to come up with something. And that's the crazy part. Like, with all this age of people hacking and all that, how come this information is not out yet? Like, literally, it just shows you that we don't really have the access we think we have. Even the best hackers don't, because they would have put this stuff out already. And secondly, I really believe that these beauty pageants are nothing more than just showcases for buyers, potential buyers. Because when you think about it, right, if you go to buy a car from a car lot, they have everything all shiny put before you. You get to ask questions and find out the information and the specs on the vehicle you're looking for. And I think it's the same thing for when you're trying to, purchase people. Like, you get to see what they're made of. And in those pageants, you get to look at somebody's body. You get to find out what level of intellect they have. And that woman was a personal shopper. Just like when people hire people to go buy clothes, she was out there going to get people, and especially children, obviously. And that's what she was hired to do. Yeah, that's just straight up diabolical. Wow. And then they got Cindy Crawford coming in at the end. Comedy is a very dark place sometimes, and it is a way for people to express things that are very satanic while making you laugh and making you feel like everything's all right. And I mean, you know what that's like? When you see comedy in such a way, it is just like those commercials where they sell prescription pharmaceuticals and they're like, everyone's having a great time, but they're telling you how deadly something is in the background, like might cause death, heart attack, or stroke. And the lady's like running in the field of butterflies. How come they not showing a picture that matches what they talking about? Because it's like the old switcheroo. It plays games with your mind. Like, there's good music playing and chipper melodies. At the same time, they're telling you you had a headache yesterday and now you might die if you take this medicine. So it's the same theory. You know what I mean? It's just like psychologically insane. The truth is always hidden in plain sight, always.
This is for my conspiracy theorists. If you're not a conspiracy theorist, then keep on scrolling. Here's one conspiracy theory that I believe in 100%, but I just can't prove. And that theory is they stopped teaching cursive in school, so the future generation won't be able to read founding documents. If you believe in this conspiracy theory, then comment in the comments and tell me what you think. And follow me for more content.
I don't know if I agree with her theory, but I know that they stopped teaching it because look at the word cursive, right? Curse is the root word of the word cursive. So of course they're going to take away your power. When you write things down, especially when you write in cursive, it helps bring things to fruition. It helps you manifest. So when you're writing in your journal and you're writing in script, you're flowing. It's a flow. You never pick up the pen. You never break the contact between you and the paper. I mean, of course, when you go on to the next word, you do, but when you're writing that word, everything is connected. And that's what life is about. It's a flow of energy. It's a synergy between you, your thoughts, and your projections. And so, yes, they stopped teaching cursive because they are trying to kill one way that we can fight back, which is through writing things down and putting our energy completely into something and making it a thing. So I still write in script. My script is crazy, but I still do it. And anybody who wants to learn, hit me up, 1-800-CURSIVE.
Did you know these are the people who knew too much and were silenced? Michael Jackson, 25th of June, 2009. It's said that Michael uncovered secrets about a dark network involving high-ranking politicians and minors. The official version states he died from an overdose while trying to sleep that night. But how credible is that explanation? Barnaby Jack, 25th of July, 2013. This famous hacker shocked the world when, during a conference, he demonstrated how some could manipulate pacemakers to cause clean, undetectable deaths. Just days later, Barnaby was found dead in his apartment. A simple coincidence, or was he silenced for what he knew? Daphne Caruana Galizia, 16th of October, 2017. This investigative journalist exposed secrets about the elites and the controversial Panama Papers. Her research placed her in direct conflict with powerful figures. Shortly afterwards, a bomb in her car ended her life. Is it really just a coincidence that all these people met such fates, or did they uncover something they were never meant to know? But what do you think, Comet Silence? If you want me to keep exposing the hidden truth...
Yeah, I mean, of course, the more you know, the more you are at risk of being a risk to others. So, yeah, people get silenced all the time. And, of course, when you have more influence, people are going to be looking to off you in some kind of way. And I'm sure they probably have way more information than what this guy just listed. That was probably just the tip of the iceberg.
My favorite conspiracy theory is that Nicki Minaj, Zay Banks, Kanye West, Jaguar Wright, Orlando Brown, they're not crazy. They are just victims of that tactic where the record label will make you look crazy so that nobody listens to anything that you have to say. Because I just think it's crazy that y'all will really run with the narrative that these people are crazy, as if we haven't watched countless child stars, ex-celebrities come out and tell us about how dark and disgusting and dangerous the industry really is. But then when you have major celebrities like Nicki Minaj and Kanye West telling you out their mouth what goes on in this industry, y'all be like, no, they're just crazy. And y'all just think they're crazy because y'all won't humanize them long enough to hear what they're saying, because one, you wish you lived their life, so you don't want to believe that there's anything negative about it, but two, you're jealous of them. And y'all are so jealous that y'all don't want to even be able to have pity for them. And I feel like corporate giants and record labels know that, and they weaponize that against celebrities to maintain control over them. And we literally watched this happen with Britney Spears, and everybody was hashtag free Britney. But then anytime another celebrity comes out and talks about the deep, dark secrets of the industry, no, they're just crazy. They're on substances. All of a sudden, y'all ears closed and your eyes are shut. I just don't understand why y'all act like that industry is benevolent with all the money and all of the access to power. Like, come on, hello?
Yeah, I don't know about the jealous part because not everybody's jealous because they have an opinion about things. I believe that as an artist, you are more susceptible to having mental health crises. I know myself as an artist, I've suffered with mental health issues and bouts of depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and stuff like that. But I feel like these people make themselves look crazy on their own. No one's doing that. The way they deliver information, they definitely be wilding. And I think that is a tactic for them. So in case people do come to them and like, what are you doing? They could be like, I'm crazy. You know what I mean? Because I've seen people do that, like claim crazy so they could get their hands off of something and people could be like, oh yeah, they crazy. Like these, don't sleep on these celebrities. They're doing that on purpose, especially Orlando Brown. Like, come on. I don't even have to say a lot. You bugging.
The real truth, you better wake up and find out, has been around you all of your life. You just didn't see it. Example, Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. John Kennedy was elected to Congress 1946. Abe Lincoln was elected president in 1860. John Kennedy was elected president 1960. The names Lincoln and Kennedy both contain 7 letters. Both presidents were particularly concerned with civil rights. Both of the president's wives lost children while living in the White House. Both presidents were shot on a Friday in the head. President Lincoln's secretary was named Miss Kennedy. Kennedy's secretary was named Miss Lincoln. Both were assassinated by Southerners. Both were succeeded by Southerners. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, was born in 1908. John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated Lincoln, was born in 1839. Lee Harvey Oswald, who assassinated Kennedy, in 1939. Both assassins were known by 3 names: John Wilkes Booth, Lee Harvey Oswald. Both names are comprised of 15 letters. President Lincoln was shot in a theater named Ford. Kennedy was shot in a car named Lincoln, made by Ford. John Wilkes Booth ran to a theater and was caught in a warehouse. Oswald ran from a warehouse and was caught in a theater. Booth and Oswald were both assassinated before they could go to trial. And a week before Lincoln was shot, he was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before Kennedy was shot, he was with Marilyn Monroe.
The truth is hidden in plain sight, and this is how they hide everything. If you are looking for the knowledge that has been hidden from us, if you want to know the meaning behind these symbols, if you want to know who controls the world, this ebook will literally unveil that to you, and ye shall know the truth, and truth shall set you free.
Shout out to the girl Perky. She's a creator up here who does reaction videos that I like to watch, and she definitely brought light to this same subject in the same fashion. So I don't know if she was the originator of the idea. I mean, we're all human beings and we do share from the same ether, but she's definitely spoke about this on her channel. Y'all make sure y'all check her out. She's one of the OGs out here. I'm a newbie, so shout out to her. But yeah, I believe that everything has ingredients to it. Just like baking a cake, so do spells, right? So when you go to do a spell and you're trying to create history or change history or create the future, you are going to use some of the same ingredients. Like if you're a witch, you know, mixing up the bruja juice, you're going to be throwing in the same stuff every time to try to get the same results. You know, it might be inverted, but it's the same thing. So yeah, it makes sense. This is witchcraft, people. Witchcraft, aka coding, fancy coding, futuristic coding that we don't understand.
Why did every phone company eliminate removable batteries at the exact same time? That wasn't coincidence, that was coordination. They told us it was for design. Slimmer phones, water resistance, but those were just surface level excuses, because when you could take the battery out, you had real power. You could shut it all down, cut the signal, kill the tracking, stop the eavesdropping, gone, just like that. Now, press power, swipe off, hold the button, doesn't matter. The phone pretends to be off, but it's not. It still listens, still watches, alarms still work, updates still install while you sleep. Airplane mode, just a feel-good toggle. And here's what no one wants to say out loud. Every major brand, every flagship model switched it once. No choice, no alternative. Because the system needed you to carry it, willingly, everywhere. It became the perfect surveillance tool, not forced into your life, but invited in. It tracks, it listens, it maps your every move.
Well, I mean, obviously, that's why it's called a cell phone, because it is your cell. They're telling you what it is. Like, it's your cell. It's what's keeping you locked inside the Matrix. Like, hello. But anyway, on that note, people, it's time to wrap it up. I know you're so sad to see me go, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching with me. And if you want to submit videos that you would like me to react to, shoot me a email at norreacts@gmail.com, and I will definitely open that up and add that to my repertoire of videos that I will be reacting to. Make sure you like, share, and comment. Come back next time for another episode of Nor Reacts. I love y'all. Peace.